That's a good idea.
I do it all the time.
I don't know where everybody is today, but that's okay, we'll start.
Right, because they didn't get the memo Monday?
I guess not.
What was the demo?
Exactly.
On his acquire, on his
Exactly.
message.
What was it?
He's like, show up to Roundtable, this thing. He's like, and then you
Roundtable's
guys missed
so
Roundtable,
amazing.
and all of a sudden you have a question that we discussed at Roundtable, and I'm sitting here explaining it again.
So we have a 10 o'clock thing where everybody can show up on Zoom anytime if they have questions.
That's a good
And
idea.
I'm always getting calls going, hey Rob, can you tell me what you think about this? Or I'm having problems with this or whatever. And I'm thinking, we discussed that like for 30 minutes in Roundtable. If you would have come, you would have seen it. And I put a video on the thing of Roundtable. If you want to go back 2 weeks ago, you would have seen all about that. Because
Why don't you just
my
refer them to
opinion
that?
is formulated from these opinions.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about stuff and everybody's giving me us feedback, I'm like, oh yeah. So I have that much more knowledge. So then when they call me, I have to go through a whole Roundtable session.
Why do
on
you have to
giving
do that? It's like you're the teacher and they're not doing their homework.
Right, exactly. It's like,
failed.
so I was
That's
like,
what
so
the answer was.
show up at Roundtable. And that's what she's saying. Like Monday, you said, please show up at Roundtable and look. But it's okay. You guys are going to learn something awesome because I don't know. I just got these this week in the mail. Okay, this one I got in the mail. So pull that out. That's my house on the envelope.
Yeah, I get those all the time.
Oh.
I get
I've
those all
got
the
to
time.
find out where that is, and then you
Who
open
prints
it up,
them?
and it's an insurance thing,
Yeah,
a quote.
Oh, wow.
So if you open that up, that's my house.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I get
And
them
then
all
an
the
insurance
time.
quote.
Yeah.
I know, isn't that beautiful? I gotta
Yeah.
find out where that is.
Yeah.
Who
Because
does
I
it?
could say, who does that? Like, that's incredible.
I
Okay,
think that was the marketing thing where they told him to do that because no matter what, you would get so excited when you see your own house. So
Oh, yeah,
I've heard of
right.
it for
If
sure.
I sent that to expireds or cancels, you know, we're
I've
talking,
seen.
these could be leads.
Do you
okay?
wanna see it?
Have you seen this one?
I have.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen this one?
No, what is it?
So
I can't even see that far.
Wait, hold on. So
maybe.
it's a check. It's a check
Oh,
that
yeah.
says, $28,000 to Rob
No, I haven't
Mammoth, right?
gotten that.
I'm like, okay, I got to rip off the side.
I'm like,
Yeah.
automatic
Who's this
tarot.
from, right? Pull it up.
You know it's.
And it's a check. They want to buy one of my properties.
Oh.
Well, could I send a check like this when we'll give you commissions off your thing if you hire us? I mean, this is pretty cool.
I've never seen
I
that.
got to find out where that is. That's kind of cool.
I've
I
never
mean,
seen.
obviously the check's
You
not
just call me
good.
and be like, hey, how did you make this? Like, who'd you use?
Yeah, I got to figure out. Yeah, how they. I mean, I'm sure.
A lot
I
of
can
times
Google
they
it.
have it on there, don't they? Like in the fine print on the back or something. That
This is not a real check. No, if you want a property evaluation to lock in your guaranteed purchase, call me. Nope,
no, it doesn't say which.
doesn't say anything about who it is. But that's a cool thing because you could put free appraisal, $700 towards your appraisal, whatever. I don't know. I'm just getting these. Well, these are awesome.
Creative ways to think
And then
outside
this
the box.
one, this comes in an envelope with a stamp, and that, I pull it open, because I have to look at this one. And it's a piece of yellow paper, and it's got this, and it's like, hey Rob, I want to buy one of your properties. I mean, this, I love this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you open every single one of them.
Hello.
I did when I sent out my foreclosure letters to people, like I put it,
Oh, I
like
like
handwritten,
this.
like their names
Oh,
and my return,
thanks.
like, and then I put a regular stamp on there
Right,
to
yeah.
hopefully make it more personable.
Yeah, so it's more likely to be
Yeah.
read.
Oh yeah, I open up I know when I get these that they're gonna be wanting to buy my properties, and especially when I pull this out, because this is exactly what Renewable by Anderson does too.
That's
Same
exactly
thing.
it. Yeah, I get those
Exact
too.
same
Make it look
thing.
so personal.
It's so personal, but I opened this and I was like, oh, it's just an investor, that's cool, I'm gonna save that. That was this week. And then this one was the cool, I mean, that on the envelope, that's just incredible. Because they're just taking it from Google Earth or something, I guess.
You have to have some serious resources because think about all the houses they do that with. I mean, just to be able to do all that.
Well, okay, but this is an investor, okay? That's kind of a cheap, investors they're sending it to me because I have a house paid off and they're trying to see if I can think, or I'm an investor and they want to buy a property.
But you like
right?
that yellow, school paper or no?
I think that's cool.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it makes you look at it.
Mm.
I didn't read the whole thing because I saw that they wanted to buy it. And I'm like, oh, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
Yeah.
but the check thing, I opened just because I was like, okay, I got to see what this check is. Like,
Is it worth it?
yeah, what is it? You know, I
Did you
can't
look?
wait to see what it is. And I thought it was going to be from like my bank or something wanting, because I do get checks that way. Don't you guys get checks that way all the time? So I had to open it, and then and it's a Heath Campbell, 719. He's a local investor. He wants to buy my Waddell property. Okay. Well, he's not spending buku amounts of money. Like he's
I
just
think
targeting.
there's some money spent because it's like it's got a window in it and it's got different color and it's a check and it's
Right.
and it's got a specific amount on it. I don't know. I think
But
that's
when you
probably,
buy it in bulk though, too, the price will go down.
Right, because
Right.
if that said
Right.
if that
He
said
sends it
farmers
to like
insurance,
1,000 people.
if that said farmers insurance, I would say, oh yeah, they're spending millions of dollars on this.
Yeah.
No, these are individuals here in town. And then this lady is just an insurance agent sending me this, but she's targeting us. And she is, let's see, what's Amber Montoya, office manager. And doesn't even show what insurance
Mile High.
company. Milehighinsurance.net. And that's not like farmers. She's probably a broker. So she's not spending millions of dollars either.
well, I don't know how much it is. But it's not cheap. I don't think. I don't know.
It's not-
It's this relative statement. Like how many people does she send that to? And I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, well, it depends on what you mean cheap. What's cheap?
Yeah, I don't
right?
know.
Like,
Yeah, it's a good question.
Because to me, $2,500 is cheap to send out a bunch of these.
Oh, I
things.
see. Okay.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
if you-
different than what we do.
I would just call her and find out, where did you get it?
Oh,
Exactly what
absolutely. I
she
think
said,
I'm
yeah.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
That's what I would do,
Who do
because I
you
can
use
get the
for your
database.
marketing?
This is a picture of my house on both this and the paper, the envelope and the paper inside.
Because we used to tell
Oh,
them
yeah,
they
that
should
is
do
your
that
house.
because it gets their attention to go take a
And then
picture
look
of it
inside the
themselves. But
thing.
I'm sure there's a company that you could do that with.
So it's so personal. Oh, wow.
Right, so it's like, I got those, I was like,
I'm impressed.
these are genius things. Like, what if I did each company? That'd be kinda cool. Send that, and then send this, and then send that. I don't know.
Do it
But-
all. Do it
But
all.
we have to target marketing, right? To people, so there's expires, there's cancels, there's FISBOs, there's, all kinds of stuff that we could target to. But anyway,
You target short sales now too and go through
short
it.
sales, yep, go through the
Because we
NED
opened up-
list, send it, yep.
We just opened up, we are working now with a designated third-party short sale company who she used to do hundreds of short sale negotiations successfully. And you know Michael Jake?
Oh,
She
yeah,
used to negotiate
Michael Jakes,
for all of him and Pink Realty, and she did like 500 in 1 year.
yeah,
And she knows what she's doing, and
Sheesh.
so we've hired her as a third-party short sale company to do all the negotiations.
At least she knew what she was doing then,
Thanks.
right? It's all changed now, she's gotta learn all the aspects, yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, so just wanted to let you guys know that we'll be able to
Yeah,
work for
that's
that
cool.
now.
For short sale?
And
Right,
then Julie can close them as well, so, and we'll have another closer to back her up as well, so.
yeah.
New things?
One of my favorite videos on YouTube is this guy, he's sitting in his car and he's going, okay, I'm gonna go knock on these people's door, and he's filming himself. And this was back then during that time where he probably just brought a camera or his phone. I don't even know. We weren't even filming back then with our phones. It was probably just a camera. And he's going, I'm gonna go knock on this door, and these people are behind in their payments. They hit the NED list, and I'm gonna see if I can buy their property or something. And so he's like, okay, let me practice. Hello, ma'am. My name is. He's practicing over and over again on the video, And he's like, okay, that sounds dumb. And it's the funniest thing, he's like, oh, I'm so nervous. And he finally goes, okay, let's go do it. And he pulls around the corner, gets out, and he goes, I'm gonna put this microphone in my pocket so I'm not filming her. And he knocks on the door and he's like, hello, ma'am, I see you're behind on your payments, and I was just wanting to see if maybe you could tell he's so nervous. And she's like, no, I just paid off my mortgage or something, she lied to him. And he turns, okay, well, thank you, here's my card. And he walks out, and he gets in the car, and he's like, oh, that was so scary. Like, it was so incredible. Because, he was like, oh, I'm so glad it's over. I gotta keep doing it because I know
Only 500 to go.
Right, exactly. It was like, I favorited that video. I was like, dude, that is the coolest video I've ever seen because it brought it to the raw state of how we all feel. And that person in the door is feeling bad too, and they're gonna lie. But if he does a whole bunch of them, so it's interesting because when all these people get behind in their payments, they're hitting the NED list.
Yeah.
We could send all this stuff out. They're probably receiving 20 of those things.
Maybe, yeah.
That's the hard part. So
And you
it all.
I
That's
went
why
and
you
did
can follow
it.
up with like a door knock.
I went with the investors and I went and I want to know what they went through and what it
Yeah,
was like.
yeah.
So I went and did a lot of it with them, and then you see them get more comfortable.
That's right. They get
And
more
then
comfortable.
and then they learned the you get a couple of responses, the same things over and over again because they're so sick of it. And it's like you're a vulture.
Yeah,
You are
right.
considered a vulture going,
Yeah.
hit them, kick them when they're down.
Yeah.
Until finally this guy goes, I'm not here to buy your house. I'm here to help you stay.
Yeah.
And that was life changing for them. And this kept this
That's
couple
what they
that
want to hear.
that was in their late 70s, got him to talk to a lender to get them into a reverse mortgage, got a hard money loan for like 20 or 30,000, whatever they needed to get out of there, and then now they have a reverse mortgage, and then set him up with a financial advisor. Turns out this guy they had $1 million in a 401k. They just didn't know where it was and how to access it.
Oh, wow.
So it was the craziest story.
How did they
Well,
do
wait a
the
minute. He was an
mortgage?
investor?
Yeah, an investor got through to the guy.
What was he going to get out of it?
Well, he got his license, so he got I think he got a fee from the lender, and they had worked out an arrangement, and then he let them know that when they sold it, when they did the reverse mortgage, what else did he get out of it? He got something else out of it. He set him up with an attorney. And so he got an attorney, like $400 from the attorney, because it was through Inherit Guard.
That happens. They give you.
That's not really an investor.
Oh yeah, because he typically does assignments too. So if
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah,
Most
no.
of them do that. Yeah.
But the what I liked about this investor group is they teach them that you're not there just for one deal. You're there to help them. Well, let's educate the kids.
Yeah.
Let's get the kids. So they had to meet the whole family meet with the financial advisor so that they could advise them on, not ever have to let this happen again. Because typically when you go and get someone out of foreclosure, what happens is a couple months later, if they get a quick money to get them out of foreclosure, they don't have the skills or knowledge to how to keep themselves from doing this over and over again. So typically
Right.
you'll see it 4 or 5 months down the road, you'll see them back in foreclosure again.
Right, but that's why the investor tries to take over the payments, and you just pay me rent, and you just sign over everything to me. Right? Yeah, that's scavenger stuff. But luckily you had a guy that also helped them too.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it. One of the investor groups that I like to be, I'm involved
Right.
with them and help
Yeah.
them with that.
I'm a little confused about I don't know anything about this stuff. Just like the 401k, the $1 million.
Mhm.
So they really didn't need a reverse mortgage though, right?
They didn't need one.
They
Hey
didn't.
guys.
Hey, what's happening?
Sorry, I
Unless
know
they
I'm super
wanted it.
late, but you're late's better than never.
Hey, that's okay. So the assignments,
You want to sit here?
Yeah.
so you were saying, say that again? What-
If you have $1 million in a 401k in your late 70s,
Oh, yeah, you don't need a.
you don't need a reverse mortgage.
Right?
So they must have found that after the fact. Or
They
something.
did.
Yeah.
And
Wow. I wish I would find that.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
right. And
I keep my money in my mattress. I don't know about you guys, but it's really safe there.
keep your bus under your mattress. That's what you said.
Yeah, well, actually I have a waterbed, so it's okay.
That's right, nobody will get it.
I think you're good.
That's funny. Yeah, well, back in the day, when we would, get into property, we'd go to the auction and buy 5 or 6 properties down at the auction. It was a whole different thing because we would go to the door and most of the properties were vacated. And then you'd have to try to figure out how to break into the property to see what it looked like. So.
So you're going like this around all the windows,
Yeah,
peeking
so
in?
you would show up at this property and there'd be 3 or 4 investors, trying to figure out how to get in. And I was like, well, I could probably get in that dog door. Let me try. I gotta squeeze into the dog door. Or we would try to jimmy a window. And whoever could get in would then try to secure the property so none of the investors could get in.
Right.
Because then they would be scared to bid down there too high.
Oh, yeah.
So you would get in, and then I'd lock all the windows and everything in there. And then I'd go out a back door, and I'd be like, okay, I saw it. And you'd see other investors pulling up, and they're trying to look in the windows, trying to figure out how to get. But we didn't feel like it was breaking the law because it technically belonged to the people, right? Joe Smith was still the owner. But tomorrow at 10 a.m., Chase Bank is going to own it, right? And Joe Smith vacated the property. So it's kind of a technicality. It's
gray area.
illegal. It's a gray area.
You just keep
because
telling yourself that.
no, seriously, they vacated.
Okay.
They don't want it.
Yeah, but you don't own it and you're breaking in. So, I mean, that's.
But that's okay. You get
Is
in.
it?
It's vacant.
Hey.
As long as
It's
empty,
vacant.
I think you're
Is it?
okay. As
Do
long as
you?
there's-
I don't even
I
know.
would do it.
Right, so it's
Okay.
vacant, okay, so
Okay.
and you're trying to just see what it looks like. Because tomorrow, when you bid on it, you're taking the bank's position. You're basically going, here Chase, here's your money, buy, I own it now, right? There's just multiple people that wanna be in that bank's
Are these
position.
the auctions that you're talking
The
about?
auction, the
Oh,
public
okay.
trustee auction.
Yeah.
So, it was less like what you said, we're knocking on the door and somebody's there and they're hurting and you're trying to figure out how to be a scavenger with them in place. It's already gone and vacant, they're already gone and
Yeah,
vacant.
people are gone, so.
And
They've
there's that
already
little
given
gray
up.
time, because occasionally the neighbors would call the police or whatever, seeing a bunch of people walking around this house. And they don't know, they know that their neighbors moved out, but they don't know that they're losing their house and that's going to the bank. So that's where the gray area is.
See, my husband would totally find a way in there. I would be like, no, can't do that.
Right, oh, I carried a screwdriver, I knew how to pick locks and jimmy. I was a pro.
Wow.
There was a video on YouTube, I'll show you, where somebody
that's
followed
hilarious.
me and I broke in and oh yeah. But
rules
that's,
Right? I know. I'd do
what's
the same.
interesting is, that's when
You Russians.
I
HDTV,
know, right? Damn Russians.
so I had multiple videos on YouTube and
James is the same way.
HDTV called and wanted me to do a flip show because they saw all those videos. And I was like, no stinking way.
You don't want people to know your tricks?
Well, I would just feel like, number one, I felt I had to think about it. There wasn't a lot of flip shows back in the day. They were just starting those. And number one, the gray area, I was scared of that.
Yeah.
Gray
I
area,
would be
right?
too.
Hurting my license or something.
Yeah.
If they people could chastise you. You're taking advantage of people. Number two, I didn't want to get stuck in the investment realm because then I couldn't get up to luxury when the market got better. So I just told him I'm not your guy. But it's interesting. I'll have to send you guys the video. It's pretty cool for getting in there. But it got to the point where it was getting harder and harder to get properties because we had 100 a week going into foreclosure.
Wow.
So we'd go down to the auction. So we would pick from a list of 100 and drive around to 10 and try to figure out which one's the best ones. Then it got down to like 80, 60, 40, 30, 20. They kept getting less as the economy got better. And so then there's 100 investors in there now. It used to be a few investors, and then as it got down, there's more and more investors getting into the game. You would go up to the property and they just threw a brick through the window.
Wow.
Yeah, so everybody could
So
get
brazen,
in.
just.
Wow.
So brazen. You just
Wow.
go up, windows are broken out, doors are kicked in.
Yikes.
Because
I don't like that.
it wasn't the gray area
Yeah, I don't like
anymore,
that
it's,
either.
we gotta get a property. and who cares? We're gonna
We gotta be
rehab
first.
the whole thing when we get it. Everybody's gonna put in new windows, new doors, new everything, so they didn't even care. But that's when I was like, I'm exit stage left out of here. So I quit doing that. It was pretty interesting, but I was gonna tell you, when you knock, people started staying in their houses too, because people started realizing that the bank might not foreclose for 2 years or 3 years or whatever. So
Sometimes they don't.
right, so they
Yeah.
would stay in the house, and the investors would go knock on the doors, and they were getting so brazen where somebody would be like, sorry, I gave it the office, and they'd start shutting the door, they'd put their foot in the door, like, no, you need to hear me out, right?
What?
And, oh yeah, it was wicked.
When was this? When did this happen?
From 2009 to 2000,
The downturn, like, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
wacky.
2009 to about 2012, 2013, actually 2008 to about 2012,
So there's a
13.
person that's like in default and he's been in default for a year or whatever it is and he's still in the house. Is he still the owner of record?
Yes.
Wow.
Because they didn't do the foreclosure
My
process.
brother lost his house. He was in 5 years before they
my
foreclosed.
My
Yeah.
cousin in New Jersey is still in her house.
I know my friends live in Cali,
were you
and her parents
advising
literally-
him there, Bob?
You're 12.
There's nothing I
They're
can
still
do.
in there.
Yeah.
They haven't paid
My cousin's been
But they
in
don't have to
her
pay
house.
10 years.
She hasn't paid her
Yeah.
mortgage in years.
like 10 years, and they're still living there.
Well, they chase like the loss mitigation programs is what they do. They refinance, promise to pay, and they only
just
do it so
never
many
pay.
times. Yeah, my that pre-foreclosure sale I did like a year ago. They were, my gosh, they hadn't paid a mortgage in 3 years.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
that's my cousin in New Jersey.
It's
and
called
not even
shadow
in her name.
inventory.
Yeah,
Have you
that's,
guys ever heard of that?
What is
It's
it?
called shadow inventory. So
The
if
bank
you-
calls it that?
yeah.
Calls it that? They call it that?
So all the economists call it that too,
Uh-huh.
because if you're a bank and let's say you have 10,000 foreclosures and you put 10,000 on the market, you're losing a ton of money.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody that's staying, let's say in town, let's say we're Wells Fargo and we got a few hundred properties, the people, I send a realtor out there and they're like, somebody's in this property and they're taking care of it. The grass is green, whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that alone for now. I'm gonna sell the one that's vacant with broken windows, get rid of it, but I can get rid of that one for top dollar. That one is the shadow inventory that I'll come later and get it.
So you have a notice of election on demand and you're in this weird netherworld 2009, 2010, 11, whatever. It was really bad. And you get that and then nothing happens to you, right? I mean, potentially nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
But if once you get that NED, then isn't there a process and then you will have like an auction of your house?
Yeah,
I
sale
mean,
date generally.
yeah.
Yes.
the banks have.
So they may not actually do the sale then? on
I
that
don't
sale date?
understand.
They may not.
Once they start the process, it has to be followed up to a certain time frame, depending on who the trustee is. And in Colorado, it's the
Public trustee.
there you go. But a lot of the banks don't file the foreclosure because then the attorney's fees and everything start getting added onto it as
Right.
well. So the shadow inventory is where they haven't even filed the notice of default.
They're behind on their payments. They haven't, shadow inventory is, you don't even file for foreclosure. You just let them live there for 10 years.
I was gonna say, I wonder if it's different state by state, because I don't think Colorado would let somebody live there 10 years, like, they haven't made a mortgage payment in 10 years.
It will, because it'll depend on the market itself.
That's
So
crazy.
our market was such that somebody could live there 5 years with no payments.
What about now?
But as it goes up, as the market goes up, well, the market's slowing down a bit, so there's probably shadow inventory out there that we
Interesting.
just don't know about.
Okay, so you're 5 years into this default position where you've paid nothing,
Yep.
and then they catch up to you. So you've got like, can you make it up, or is it gonna cost you $1 jillion?
Oh, it cost you $1 jillion.
See, that's stupid though, don't you
5
think?
years worth of payments.
I mean, it seems like they should be working
Plus
something out.
penalties. and all
Penalties.
that.
Interest,
attorneys, yeah.
penalties.
Late.
So
Yep.
you just leave. They just
You
want you to
just
get
leave.
out. Okay.
Once they post that demand,
and then are you
go,
out?
okay,
So
I'm
like, I mean, you had 5 years of this benefit for free.
Yep.
Nothing against Timmy, okay? I like him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's his brother. Anyway, And you just move out and you're done? Your hands are, you're all good?
Yeah,
Really?
I mean,
yeah.
my friend's parents are literally still there, and it's been like 10 to 12 years at least. In
Wow.
Cali, though, not Colorado.
Yeah, my
Oh.
cousin lives in New
That's such
Jersey.
a weird place.
She
10 to
owed like
12 years.
$18,000 on her house. That was it.
Uh-huh.
And then, she went to the ER. She wasn't feeling good. She just stopped paying it because she got like depressed and inundated with all these medical bills and stuff. And she just was like, I'm not paying. I can't.
18,000?
She's been there like 5 years.
Yeah,
So
but now
I don't
like
know, it's probably
180,000.
up to like 50, 60,000 by now, if not more.
I mean, I would like be begging on my friends. I'll pay. Just don't let me lose my house. I mean,
So let me tell you what the bank would do. It was called a deficiency.
Yeah.
So they would, let's say they send a realtor by, they're wanting to foreclose, and it's trashed, they can just tell. And they're like, you know what, let's say we're owed 500,000. We're gonna take 300,000 at the auction. So even though they're owed 500, the deficiency is $200,000. So those are the ones we look at on the list and go look at, because that's good for an investor to pick up for 300 grand. They have to bid against each other, take out Chase Bank or whatever, and then they get in, they fix it up, and then they try to sell for 500 grand. So I saw a guy one time, he owed like 2.2 million on a Broadmoor house. And I guess he had a good job or whatever, but he quit making his payments, and he was behind like over a year in his payments. And the bank filed the foreclosure. We go to the sale, and it's $1 million. So the deficiency was like 1.2 million. The bank knew they couldn't sell it at 2.2 million or whatever, what they were owed. So they just took, because it was really bad market. So they took that deficiency of 1.2. Well, in walks the guy that owned the property.
Oh, wow.
And they said, okay, the starting bid is $1 million. And we're all looking at each other like, no one wants $1 million property. He's like, 1 million. He bought his own property.
That's
For $1
genius.
million.
That's
Genius.
Wow.
That-
Genius.
That happens
But
Wow.
the bank can come back
But is that legal?
for you
That's-
on
Yeah.
That's a
Legally, yeah.
loophole.
for
That
whatever
is-
you owe them, though. The bank could still come after you
No.
for what you
it's-
owe.
They could
Oh,
come
they don't?
after you,
Yeah,
sure.
After you already got.
Yeah, for the
He bought-
difference that you still owe.
He had like a team of a couple attorneys
Wow.
with him, right, in suits.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
Oh
you can
my
buy
God.
someone else's
Right,
name
yeah.
in.
And
But
he
it
wa-
wipes out the second. If there's
It
a
wipes
first
out
and
any
a second,
seconds, it wipes out
wild.
all
Any
the
other
liens, it
liens,
wipes out
yeah.
all
he gets it free
everything.
and clear again.
That's so wow.
That is.
I thought it was
Amazing.
stinking genius.
I wouldn't have the
But
guts
he
to do that.
gambled.
That's nuts.
I don't know what he got hit with down the road if they tried to sue him or whatever, but maybe he,
God.
you know what he could have done?
Wow.
Oh, I forgot to tell you this. It wasn't him that bought it. It was his son.
I was gonna say.
He was in
I
the
was gonna
room.
say that's
His
what I would
son
do.
bought
I
it.
would definitely do
Oh,
that.
is that genius or what?
He's 6
Then
years
there's-
old,
they
but
can't
he
go after
has
him.
That's right. That's right.
That is.
He's got a cashier's check burning a hole
Oh,
through his little
yeah.
Pampers. I
Incredible.
mean, pony up.
It was incredible.
That's awesome.
I
Crazy.
can see that. If it's like a kid, then yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
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 That's
He looked like
somebody
he
in
was
the
like
family.
60 and his
But then
son
you
was like
keep the house
30
in
years
the
old.
family.
You're giving me too
Yeah.
many ideas right now.
Right.
But he had to gamble like crazy
Yeah.
because he did not know they were going to do a deficiency.
You know,
Yeah.
those people though, I'm sorry, those people in the Broadmoor, I mean,
They're not hurting.
they're no, I mean, even if they are, he was hurting, right? Because that's why he went through this little shenanigan.
Right, exactly.
But they know everybody. They'll say, hey, my brother's the vice president over at ABC Bank, whatever it is.
Right, yeah.
And so,
Right.
hey
They
man,
could
this is what
probably
I was
find
thinking.
out.
Well, I mean,
Who
yeah,
knows?
there. It's all kind of. It's probably not as much of a gamble as you think it is. I think.
Right, he
just those people.
probably,
Probably got some inside information. on it.
Absolutely.
or he had, if this turns into a deficiency, my grandmother has $1 million, I can use my son's name, whatever. I mean, somehow he worked it out that,
So we got a whole. So I there was another commercial broker and we lived down in that 80906 area, and we got a hold of NED, you know, the list where they were gonna have a date for a sale, you know, if you don't bring up your, you know, all the deficiencies. And we took that list and we just drove around and looked all the, and between the two of us, we knew every single person that was on that list.
Wow.
Like in the Broadmoor proper, like right by the hotel. And like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. You know, like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of crazy. And not a single one of them went to the trustee sale, not one.
So they got their shit together. And
I guess,
they-
but you know, one of them keeps coming back onto that list. Like
Yeah.
it'll go off,
That's right.
and then I don't know how long, you know,
Something
months. Yeah, but like, God, they're like drowning slowly, you know.
Yes.
So it's like sell your bloody house.
Well, I'll tell you why they would go off the list.
Huh?
As to move somewhere more modest.
I know.
Sell it.
You know the house? Have you guys seen the one? If you've driven like right off the lake, there's a house like if you're going up towards the hotel on the left hand side that has all these weird like Grecian statues and pillars and stuff.
Oh,
Does that
hell,
should ring a bell?
yeah.
That's like on the list like periodically. It's just
Huh.
always on the
Yeah.
I
list.
thought it was like turned into a museum or something. I swear, like I thought they like.
No, it's just weird
It's
people.
like they're
There's
kind of.
weird
I
I think they're
swear they made
Greek.
it
I
a
honestly think they're.
museum.
I think they're Greek.
But not okay, not this. Are we talking about the same one? There's that really tall like bird thing that like spins.
Oh,
No,
no.
that's different.
Okay.
And
okay.
that's
in
not a
Cheyenne
museum. No,
Canyon.
that's the Kemps. So I know those people.
Okay, so I.
But he died. The guy that made
Right.
those. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wife like lets people.
Yeah,
come
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
like.
So that's
a museum.
different.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
different. That's
Yeah.
their house, so that's not a museum.
That's insane.
Well, yeah, it's still their house, but remember the city tried to get that guy to remove all of his giant wind things, and that
And I
people
heard-
fought against
They
it,
did because they're
saying you should
cool,
allow
man.
him. It's so amazing.
Have you been up there? Like if it's
Oh,
by
yeah.
Starsmore and you go up and it's like, it's wicked cool. I would love to be.
The art,
Super
the
cool.
gigantic
Yeah.
art that he builds.
Yeah.
Crazy, super cool.
My
Yeah.
mom actually did that one time. She was driving around and she saw this little old lady in the yard and she stopped and they brought her in for tea and it was
Yeah. It's
and he
weird.
showed her all the different it was
Yeah.
pretty
Super cool.
yeah, it was super cool.
So you're talking about the list of why people calling me. Why they come off the list. So when you have a list on the NED and it says this is foreclosing, you know, in 90 days, and this is, you have all these dates, right? And then all of a sudden, you go look at the house, it's vacant or whatever, or maybe there's people in it, you drive by, and all of a sudden you see it doesn't go to the sale. Well, it's because they called and modified, they redeemed, that's one of the things.
They generally
Or
update
they're,
it pretty quick though, on
yeah,
the public trust.
or I mean, I've been in the auction when they're like, yeah, this one's delayed, and we're like, oh, like we were wanting to bid on that one. But, because they either modified, delayed, or somebody listed it for sale, because the bank does not want the asset. If it's for sale, they'll give them another 90 days or whatever, because they know they can sell it, because there may be equity or something. So it's always something going on where some negotiations are there, but I'd say 50% of the time, people just ignore the bank, never want to do anything, ignore the realtors, ignore the investors, ignore everybody. It goes to auction.
You know Matt Tolui?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So I went to one of those auctions with that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other guy, and he bought so many things. It was ridiculous. So he must do that flipping thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he does really well.
Right.
And yeah, and
Well, we'd come out with 6 of them.
Yeah.
That's it's
Yeah.
incredible.
and they're like
Right.
pennies, you know, like
Back then it was.
Crazy.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
anymore.
yeah. I know. I'm sure not.
Yeah. Now, well, because now everybody bids each other up. See, if
There
you
was hardly
see
anybody
some-
there though, Rob. There was hardly anybody there at that
Right.
that particular auction. You know, maybe
Okay.
10 people, something like that, 15 people.
Oh yeah.
That's not a lot.
Well, now it's online. So now you don't see how many people, because now you got people in California bidding, everybody's
Oh my
bidding. It used to be we had to be there, there'd be 50 of us in a room,
Yeah.
and now you're bidding online and you're bidding against all the corporations all over,
wow.
all over
Crap.
the place, just buying whatever they can.
That doesn't seem right.
It doesn't.
Because I mean, this is our city. You know, it's like
Anybody
come to
can
the
buy
au-
here.
Yeah, but no, but okay, come to the auction. You know, get on a plane.
I
Aren't
know.
there some
All
that they
transplants.
can't do it online? Like aren't there some rules?
They did
Some
that because of
cities have-
COVID, that's why, how it started
yeah.
online, and then
Makes sense.
they're still doing that, which is kind of bogus. But if you think about, let's take a 500 grand house with a deficiency that's 300, right? There's 200 grand in there. Number one, you got to look at the house and go, what's my rehab, right? So let's say the rehab's 100 grand. Well, now I have 100 grand to sell, right? But let's say you're really good as an investor and you got 5 crews and you're buying thousands of yards of carpet from Home Depot and you're getting discounts. You can squeeze that 100 grand down to maybe you're getting it for 80 grand, right? So now I have a little extra 20 grand to bid against the guy across the room who's doing it himself and
I
doesn't
see.
buy in bulk, right?
Yeah.
Or-
that's a whole corporate thing is really, it's destroying
Right.
the ability to buy a house.
It
It gets even
I
better.
agree.
So the 100 grand that you would think it takes to fix up is to flip that and make money in the end. But what if I want to rent out the house? What if I want houses to keep? Well, guess what? I'm not gonna put 100 grand into it. I'm gonna put 40. It's gonna be rentable. Now I gotta compete with those guys bidding. The corporations
That are renting.
just want 10 properties to rent out. They're just parking money.
Damn.
So they're just gonna throw in, so it
Yeah, it
gets
seems
brutal
unfair.
for the little guys that wanna flip and make money.
Seems like you should have a list of people that have those NEDs against them, and if there's any way in hell that you can help them stay in there for a fee, you know, instead of them losing it to somebody in California, that's just,
Well, that's what she was talking about,
that's
because
what you did, right? That's what your guy did.
that investor was like, hey, you guys, I feel for you. I mean, that's an investor with a heart. Most of them are just
That's what it should be
scavengers,
though,
they
like,
don't
hey, these are your
care.
options. You
But
might
how do
not
you
be
collect a
aware
fee
of
for
them.
doing that though? Like, for the, like the refinance or whatever you call it, like where you,
You got a mortgage kickback, an attorney kickback, you got all
when you
kinds
call
of
it
kickbacks.
kickback,
Is
but
that
is it
allowed
like
to
a,
get a license?
I don't know.
Attorneys, I didn't.
is that like
I don't even know.
is that like a,
Like a referral fee.
Yeah, but
It-
attorneys can give you that. I didn't know that.
There's a huge, because they're doing it in volume. And so it's a whole different product in itself, but it's this a different investment group that if you're part of it, you can do that. But it's through Inherit Guard.
I just want to make sure I don't lose my license.
Hey.
We cannot get a referral fee from an attorney, right?
Yeah, no, I don't get any refuse.
I don't either. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know if that's something
I
that's
talked with
legit
a
or not.
different attorney and he does not do that.
Okay.
So I think it's,
you know,
I was like, if that's the case,
Depends.
money hit this, you know.
yeah, no, there's all kinds of different things that are going on with this one.
Yeah.
So that I don't know what arrangements they make, but
Well, most of them are trying to talk to the people and say, look, I will make up your difference. Let's say they're 30 grand behind and they can't do it. I'll make up that difference. You're gonna pay me back, or maybe you're gonna sign over. I mean, there's all kinds of tricks,
but if, I mean, if they're,
subject to, basically. is what
so
we
if you
call
say,
it.
hey, I'll make you whole, I'll pay all your fees and all that stuff, but you sign over your property to me and then you pay me rent. Well, I think
Right.
that's like a problem because these people haven't been super responsible to begin with, or maybe
That's
they
true.
haven't.
That's
So
true.
then you're
That
gonna
is.
take a hit potentially. Can you afford to lose?
If they don't
You know,
pay.
yeah.
Well, so you'll just repossess the property then. You're gonna give them a chance.
Okay, so-
Right? But see, let's say they owe 500, or 500, no, how do I say it? Let's say their house is worth 500 grand.
Yeah,
And they owe 300 grand.
right.
And they're 30 grand behind.
And you get it for 30
I
grand.
go in and get it, their house for 300 grand.
Okay.
I don't have to go to auction and wait and bid against a bunch of dudes we were just talking about. I get to do it right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna pay your 30 grand, you sign it over to me. If you don't pay me, I will foreclose and I have a 500 grand house.
But you better be paying your $200,000 mortgage that they still owe, right?
You're paying,
you're-
yeah, you're paying their mortgage.
Okay, so
But their balance is 300 grand.
okay, so what
Is
if they're doing? What about the squattery thing? Does that come into play? The squatter?
Well, it'll take them 90 days to get them out.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's is that legal to do as a, like, you can't do
That
that as a
is.
realtor,
It's
right?
called
That-
the subject
that
to.
is-
I mean,
So
but the subject to, yes, so I know it's a subject to, but if the loan or the mortgage or like if they were to find out, they could come and
Call
expect
it
the
due.
whole due.
Oh,
right?
absolutely they can,
What,
but
the
they don't.
bank, you're
Yeah,
saying,
the bank
lender?
could come and
They
say,
say,
I
But
want
the
this
bank
all
do you want
due.
doesn't
sales
want that.
stuff?
As long as you're making payments,
They
they're
don't
not gonna do that.
There's just
Okay.
probably too many,
And
well,
we can do that as a, like, I can go find somebody and be like, hey, I'll take care of this, sign over your house. You go to title company, get it signed over to you.
Only if
Yep.
it's a conventional loan.
Hmm.
That
Yep.
title companies won't close it if it's FHA or VA because government loans like that are more likely to call it due. I think it's pretty rare that they would actually do it because they do not want to own your asset.
Right.
But like our title company, we won't unless it's a conventional loan for that very reason because of the possibility if they did, then we'd be screwed.
Okay, but what about the whole Foreclosure Protection Act? How does that come into play when you're doing that to people? Like, obviously, I feel like, you know, the Foreclosure Protection Act is supposed to protect them, so like people aren't coming in trying to like rip them off